Welcome and welcome back, everyone, to the Matinee Review, where two friends talk everything entertainment, such as movies, animated features, television shows, video games, cartoons, and comic books. I am Justin.
I am Akili.
Hello, everyone. Hello, sir.
Hello, everyone, and hello to you, sir.
It's been a while since we recorded for this cast. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's all right. Little stain coming at you.
Yeah.
Little stain coming at you. Boy.
That doesn't age me at all.
Aaron Lewis and the rest of the guys, because that's all I know in the band.
I just thought his name was Stained. So.
That's Sting. Sting.
Oh, Sting, Sting, you know. Same thing, right? Oh, wait, no. Just lost
Not to be confused with Stan, which is an Eminem song. So it's not, yeah.
Right. How are you, sir?
I'm silly, apparently. I'm doing well.
I think we both are.
Get the biggest thing in life out of the way. I walked in my job on a random Thursday just to, do whatever. And they were like, hey, you want a promotion? I was like, yep. So I got a promotion.
There it is.
I am going to be going from parts coordinator to service writer. So I'm going to be the guy, if you get into an accident and you take it to a body shop, I'm the guy that's going to pop around the corner and be like, hey, my name's Akili. Let's go look at your car. And then I'm going to take pictures of your car, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go, hey, without even opening it up, you owe us like $4,000 and you're going to hate me. So.
So it's a popular position.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It can be if everything goes 100% correct and everything's on time and everything looks great and you're nice and serviceable to the customer all the way through, it can be an incredible rewarding thing. But yeah, it takes maybe one thing to go wrong or something to take a little longer than you planned, and you could be dealing with, but I need my car. It's like, yes, I know. So, just got to be patient, and I'm pretty good with customer service. I think I'll be all right. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So that's the biggest thing happening to me. I'm good. What's going on with you?
As far as random goes, I woke up the other morning to see that I had won Best Villain in a Star Trek short.
What?
I didn't even know I was nominated, so that was a good morning and interesting. I never thought anything really would come of this other than it was fun to make, and there it was, but I am Best Villain.
When you showed me the clip, I laughed out loud in the best possible way, because you're like, so this happened. I'm just like, awards for best villains, like the Romulans, and I'm just like, oh, look who it is. What? It's like, and winner, Romulans. I'm like, what? That's so crazy.
Right.
The Romulans, plural. All of you won.
Right. There was a lot of us. There was me, and no, there was just me, but hey, it's all right.
I'm probably gonna sound like an asshole when I say it. I don't mean to. I'm just trying to. Can we get your mans to give you a credit then on the thing? Can he
wasn't
go
I
back
at
and
the
do
end?
Yeah. So I'm talking like,
I mean,
like an opening credit. Like can he because if this was a preview for a movie, they could say 2023 Best Villain winner Justin Hurt.
Yeah, I mean, unless he wants to go and re-edit the opening credits and then put it back on YouTube, I don't know if he's going to do that. So it's all right.
Come on, man. Hook a brother up, man.
I'm in it.
There you go. You won. You got the award. You good.
I won Best Villain.
Right. You got it.
So.
You got it. Congrats, man. Yeah. That's so cool. Like,
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just for it being the first outside of anything Sparrow-related kind of acting I've seen you do that's on film, where you have more than maybe a hey. Yeah, I was like I was impressed how serious you took it, and I'm pretty sure that's why you won, because I haven't seen the other villains, but yeah, you went for it.
I haven't either. I actually kind of want to watch.
You went for it, and so not in that. He's taking this real serious, where it's just not for anything. If you were one of a Romulan on a show, you'd be like, that was passable. I like it. So I'm pleased that you won.
If you're going to do it, then just do it,
Yeah, I'm pleased that you won. And it just shows that, it's like, yeah, you got some acting chops. I've always thought so. So, yeah, man. Cool. On a very serious note, congrats, my guy. It was dope.
Why, thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. It was fun to see, and it was fun to do. So, yeah. But sorry about the big gap in between, folks. I know that it's been a while. It's been, February? Since February 1st was the last one we put out. So things have kind of gotten in the way, and there was points where I thought I had lost some episodes, but we didn't. I found some stuff, and we're going to be actually giving you some clips of things that we didn't get to put out, and then we're going to do some news.
Yeah,
a little bit of news. It's just the main big news.
Oh, and there's big news. Big news.
Yeah. And we've seen things, and we're going to talk about that too, but we're mainly going to be talking about the success of the Flash movie. Wildly successful. Everybody went to go and see it. And, I mean, just the praise that
Flash.
film is getting.
Nah, this isn't the one for us. Flash.
Yeah.
Nah, Ezra Miller sucks.
Tell me how you really feel.
I will.
Yep.
we gonna get the shovels out. We digging some graves, man.
Yeah. I really don't have too much to say about this film, but I will say it.
Yeah.
So, until then, enjoy these clips.
Here they are.
Little Batman side talk. I just started watching Batman Brave and the Bold.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
But Justin, aren't you just tired of Batman?
Shut up. I have to say that I'm tired of the Batman remakes that have been coming. This Brave and the Bold one takes it completely to a awesome, hokey 1966 style with the capability of doing all those fancy gadgets that they wanted to do in the show, but then just kind of look like an oversized remote control or something like that. If you watch the show, you would not be surprised if he brought out a can of shark repellent, and you would be okay. It's appropriate here.
Robin, throw down the shark repellent. And he doesn't necessarily throw it down. He does this whole thing where he climbs down the ladder.
Right.
Does the whole trapeze artist thing where he hangs upside down and then hands him repellent.
Yeah.
That movie's so goofy, but it's so good. It's campy good. It's campy great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the Tim Burton movies turned into when Joel Schumacher took over. Yep.
Man.
So, folks, if you are into Batman cartoons and you don't want to just see a dark, brooding Batman, you want to see a smiley, goofy, smartass, even comes out during the day Batman, watch Batman Brave and the Bold. Pretty fun.
Is Batman Brave and the Bold the one where Deidre Bader is doing the voice of Batman?
I believe so.
The neighbor from Office Space. Check out Channel 9. I'll tell you what I do, man. 2 chicks at the same time.
I'm just thinking, I think it's the older...
The Drew Carey Show?
Yeah, Drew Carey Show, and the older brother from the Beverly Hillbillies remake.
Yes.
Yes. See, when I heard that he was playing Batman, the first thing I thought of was like, that guy from the Beverly Hillbillies? Like, what? And sure as shit, he does a good job.
Only took me 2 years. He holds up 3 fingers and shit. He's at the wedding, and he orders that huge Subway sandwich just for himself. He's like, thank you. He comes back later and he plays like one of the cousins. It's a lady, so he's in the dress. He's sitting next to Rob Schneider.
Yep.
I love the cut scene when they're doing the outtakes.
Oh yeah.
And Deidre Bader's just going. I'm not even a bridesmaid. And he makes Rob Schneider break. He's like, I got to do this again because he's just going for it.
Yeah.
Forgot about that movie, man.
Well, now that we got good and sidetracked,
What were we talking about?
what's going on here?
What are you talking about?
Am I doing a podcast? Where am I? What?
You're in the void.
Hi.
Get out of there.
Hi, everybody. We're back.
Get out of there.
Charlie Cox is playing Smooth Jazz 94.7 the wave. Oh, excuse me. Charlie Cox is officially back as Daredevil. He will be the Daredevil for the MCU, according to Kevin Feige.
That's a good choice.
Yes, and out of everybody that was from that Netflix series, if they're not bringing back Vincent D'Onofrio, they're dumb. But
who's your better choice if you don't bring back Vincent D'Onofrio at this point?
I'll wait.
Like, after you've already built up that steam on what I think was of the 4 shows that made the Defenders, the Daredevil was the winner.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Even in that little run when they were like, oh, we got this show coming out, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Punisher, it was like, Daredevil was the best one to start with, and it made everyone after that just go, yeah, but look what you did with Daredevil. Like, that's how good Daredevil was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first season's phenomenal.
Yeah. Just everything.
The whole show's great,
Yeah.
but that first season is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, until they get to his outfit at the end, and I'm like, can we go back to the black outfit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
you knew it was coming, but like just to watch him like just go out there like all black and like he basically puts on like a Dexter outfit and a blindfold. He's like, all right, I'm ready to go, ready to do this.
Yeah, and then like the rope on the hands, and just so cool. Thank you.
He looks like the dude who was a son of a boxer that's just like, all right, I'm just gonna go up there and scrap. Man. Yeah.
And that's exactly his fighting style.
Yeah.
Was, just, it wasn't this fancy doing Spider-Man style flips and twists and all these things.
Fucking brawler, man.
He was just kicking the shit out of everybody.
He's a brawler from Hell's Kitchen, man.
Yep.
Just throw these hands.
So he is, he's officially back. He is going to be in something or other.
What were we talking about?
Huh?
Shot.
You were talking about Venom, Kevin Feige.
Venom.
Everybody's gonna go and get him. Chantams and a venom.
Knock, knock, let the devil in. That song is awesome, by the way.
Yes, it is. We're not making fun of it. We're just having fun with it.
No, not at all. I do kind of make fun. It's a silly sounding chorus, but it works. It's not one of his best, but
No, I just when I heard that he was going to be doing a song for Venom, and then he just started like going Venom. I just went, oh, that's easy. He wrote it on the way to record it for them. Like, no, I got it. No, here, yeah, sitting in the back of the car. What should we do? Venom. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, cool.
right. Good song.
Yes.
So, great.
Yeah.
What you said you were going to... Did you find...
I did find it. I did find what I was looking for.
Yes. Tom Hardy is iconic because he's Tom Hardy, not because he played Venom. Like, Tom Hardy's iconic for playing Bane. Let's get that out of the way. How about that?
Was it Bane?
Yeah,
I mean, there were some movies before Bane that were
he's
fantastic.
I'm talking about if we were just going to put a character like Tom Hardy is iconic for playing this,
right?
Bane comes before at least fucking Venom.
Do you see the one with Tom Hardy and Benedict Cumberbatch where Tom Hardy's a homeless heroin addict?
Nah, I did like the one I think it was Bronson where Tom Hardy plays like the craziest fucking Britain inmate. Or some shit
who
like
spent
that.
A majority of his time in prison in solitary confinement.
The movie he did with Shia was good.
Lawless.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was good.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. Dude got taken out by pneumonia.
Yeah,
like,
well...
That's how tough he is. That's how tough he is in that movie.
Right.
That's what took him out.
Right.
Like, all the other shit he goes through in the movie is like, yep, he died of pneumonia. Like, really? That's what...
Yeah, that ending when I was watching, I was like going, that's depressing, but, well, I mean, good for him. But, damn it.
Right. That, like, I said that out loud in the theater. I was like, really? Like, damn.
That guy deserved.
That's how he went out.
To be like
damn.
a 90-year-old, gray-bearded dude in bed just going,
Nah. I mean, no, I thought he'd at least die in like a shootout doing something crazy. Like, no, dudes like that don't live to be 90, bro.
I mean, he couldn't die in a shootout. So what else the fuck would kill him? I mean, just... It's like it's either old age or pneumonia, I guess. So I mean,
it's either old age or pneumonia.
So I don't know what to say at that point. Yeah.
Well, he was like out in snowy weather and like just like hats and like long sleeve shirts. Like, bro, put some layers on. It's cold.
No, he had a sweater. He had one of those like his normal grandpa sweaters that he was always wearing.
A 90-year-old sweater.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, that was probably his grandfather's, and I like this one. So, yeah.
The opening scene. So
right.
Get there. Make sure you're there for the beginning.
Or just when it's available to rent on digital, do that. Just watch it. Watch the whole thing. Put your phone down. Put your phone down. If you're a fan, just enjoy it.
They won't want to pick up their phone. They're going to be into the movie.
Unless they're watching it on their phone.
Unless they're watching it on their phone. In which case, get a little stand or something. Don't hold your phone.
Right.
Know?
Unless you're lying down in bed. I mean,
unless you're lying down in bed. Well, go to sleep.
Some people want to watch a movie before they go to bed.
That's what your TV's for.
Well, some people don't
Turn
want
the
to have a
TV off and go to
TV
sleep.
pointed towards their TV, a bed towards their TV because of the fact that
Great.
they're going to constantly be in bed watching TV. I'm just
So
saying.
then just put a small glowing screen in front of your face, like whatever.
It doesn't have to be in front of your face. It could be just off to the side. What were we talking about?
On a stand.
On a stand, or just leaning up against the blanket because it's a phone. It doesn't need a stand.
If you're just leaning up against the plate, just go to sleep.
But it's,
What are you doing? Watch TV.
some people wake up in the middle of the night and they can't sleep.
The root of the problem.
See, I'm just trying to make sure that there's a little bit of logic in the bullshit we end up talking about.
Indeed.
Oh, we got an airplane. We got an airplane, folks.
Oh, the plane! Beep, 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 beep. I feel the need for speed.
Get off my plane.
I want these motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking plane.
Highway to the rain zone. Take the back to the rain zone.
Take my breath away. Okay, maybe a step too far.
No.
Maybe a step too far.
No.
All right,
No.
maybe we reel it in then.
No.
Top Gun will be a different episode.
No.
Because there's going to be a new Top Gun, everybody.
No.
Because Tom Cruise is going to die making fucking a movie, so they're going to put him in a plane.
Dude, did you see that he like strapped himself to like up the one of the like the top wing of a biplane and just like
Bruh,
no, I'm good. He wants to die. Yeah.
Making a movie.
That's the way he wants to. He's like sitting there jealous of people like freaking.
He wanted to be in the 27 Club.
Right. Gotta throw himself into the 57
he wanted to die
club.
young,
now.
making
It's like,
movies and live forever and shit. I keep fucking trying. Yeah, keep trying. What do they want from me?
all right. So in my next movie, I'm going to take myself and I'm going to put myself on a giant catapult. I'm going to fling myself into a wall. It's going to be great. Whole thing.
We're not going to use any CGI.
The whole thing's going to be filmed in IMAX.
I'm going to use a GoPro. I'll film it my fucking self. You don't want to do the shot? You can get off this set. We're making movies here.
Wear your mask.
Put your mask on.
Yeah.
And you see you? He's going to lose you your job.
Whee! There's an episode we should do of actors losing their shit on set.
Have Tom Cruise and Nicolas Cage ever been in a movie together?
That's a good question.
They need to have a shouting match in a movie together. And just compete. Who can like, just leave a camera in a room with them. Just be like, okay, y'all you're two characters that hate each other. Go.
Wow. Wow.
And just watch the insanity. Like, fuck, throw in Michael Keaton just so you want to get nuts? Hey!
I would throw
You
in
two,
Michael
calm
Keaton
it
just
down.
to sit there and watch in the middle. He'd just be
Michael
sitting there like
Keaton's
going
the dude
back
that
and
comes
forth.
in and breaks them up. He's just like, hey, you two, hey, you want to get nuts? Come on.
Right. But until then, he's just sitting at the table with that look on his face, just watching them smiling, going back and forth.
Hey, that look he has in the one movie.
Dream Team? Dream Team?
Yeah, where he's just sitting like at the beginning, where he's just sitting there and he's just like that look where he's just like, this is all bullshit.
Right.
That unamused, like smart ass look.
But then also that slightly Beetlejuice look when they're like going group hug. He's like, huh? I don't think we're going to do that today, Doc. Yeah. Really
You
good.
bunch of losers! You're messing with a professional here.
Oh.
Nice fucking model.
So, quick little side story, because we never do those here. 3rd grade, my mom gets called into school because I kicked over a chair and said, nice fucking model, and grabbed my balls and went
In
honk
3rd
honk.
grade, my guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
that's funny.
Yep.
I believe that story because it's you.
Yeah.
I believe
That was
you
in
did
Oregon. Edison Elementary, folks.
that. Shout out Edison Elementary in Oregon.
They don't allow profanity there from their kids, I guess.
Especially not in the 3rd grade.
What
Apparently.
a school, man, you know.
Especially quoting Beetlejuice.
Right? I think it because I went the
that
whole
was,
way.
that was a discussion in the teacher's lounge. Like a kid knocked over a table and said, "Nice fucking model," and somebody's like, "What? Beetlejuice?
Yeah,
that's awesome."
Did he grab his balls and do the honk honk? He did. He did do that. Sent him straight to the principal's office. Ah, good times.
Good time.
Yes.
What were we talking about?
That's what we were talking about.
No, it was official when you find out what the fuck. It's hella funny. Like I love the story that he had "bad motherfucker" written on his lightsaber. That's so wonderful. Like, come on, man.
Yep.
That's so great. That's it. That's my bad motherfucker.
So good.
Oh, if y'all haven't seen Pulp Fiction, go watch Pulp Fiction right now. Go do it.
Right.
Pulp Fiction, another good one.
Go ahead and pull over, download it, and just watch it on the freeway.
If you're sleeping in bed and you're looking at your phone, because that's what happens, then watch Pulp Fiction on your screen.
If you're sleeping in bed, you're not looking at your phone, unless you sleep with your eyes open.
I mean, some people do.
I'm not saying they don't.
No.
You ever watch Throw Mama from the Train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Major Pain. That was another one.
There you go. See.
That's a good one.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So this is it. This is it, folks.
What were we talking about? The end.
Talking about the end of the podcast. Cameras are getting smaller and bigger every day, so we don't know which ones people are using. And it made just me kind of go, oh, I like it, but not here. This pickle does not belong in this chocolate milkshake.
Ew.
I enjoy pickles. I enjoy chocolate milkshakes. I do not enjoy them together.
Yeah, no.
So at this point,
I don't think that's a winning combination, really.
No. So I mean, maybe they thought it was going to be.
Unless it's Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick and a chocolate milkshake. That we got a whole song going at that point. I could just got a Rick and Morty rap that can happen. We can figure this out.
Pete, Pickle Rick sitting in a chocolate milkshake singing, "My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard."
Yeah. You're psychic, because I was literally just thinking that. That's hilarious. And this is why we have a show together, folks, because we think...
So much alike. So very so much similar. We even look alike.
Kenny G's actually a really good musician.
He is.
Kenny G...
Oh, Kenny G.
I
thought you said David Gray.
Yeah. Kenny G gets a lot of flack for the music that he makes, because it's real like commercial sounding and shit, but like Kenny G is actually a really good musician. He'll blow a lot of people out of the water.
I'm sure he would. I couldn't do it. How did we get to Kenny G?
The same way we always do. Just
trying to take over the world.
Right. Just talking. I am also going to take a stab at being a dungeon master for the first time. Today, I'm going to try to do a little one-shot. Get some people together and try to lead them through a little small adventure. So I'm feeling pretty good today. How are you?
Good. For a second there, I'm like, Dungeon Master, getting into the kinky stuff there. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, no, he's talking D&D. I got it.
I'm saving that for when my OnlyFans page is ready.
Right.
I'm going to get paid for things like that if I'm going to try to.
You gotta have a little side hustle. So
I did mention having some time. So.
Right. Perfect.
I should say we have a bit of a little tentative little plan, little kind of something in the works. Don't want to say too much right now, get into it, but if things are going the way I think they can go, if we execute and all things go right, people will be able to see and hear the progress and the plan. So,
let's
just say we have some things in the pot, and we're starting to stir the pot. We'll let you know when the soup's done.
That's right. And if there's anything we do well, is stir the pot.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
We'll throw a little Chantams on the side, and we have a good meal. Chantam!
The brand new garlic barbecue sauce with the new Chantam fries. That's right, garlic all over them Chantam fries. All you need is just some fries and some good old garlic ranch. Nothing but garlic on everything. That's why we're called Chantams.
Chantam!
Gonna throw your voice out there. My God.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm ready. I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
You were fine before the podcast. I don't know what happened.
What happened?
Kind of going on a little bit of the theme of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Spider-Man No Way Home is going to be back in theaters, or is already back in theaters, or was back in theaters, depending on when you're listening to this. We're having another release of Spider-Man No Way Home,
September 2nd, I believe.
So everybody rush back and see it because it's the super duper more fun extended extra stuff that we didn't throw in the movie or put on the Blu-ray 4K deleted scenes because we wanted to make more money. Sony.
That's exactly why.
Yep.
Because they didn't get enough of your money. They're like, hey, y'all are going to go see Avatar again? Well, while you're going to go see Avatar, why not pop on in and see Spider-Man again? That was awesome, right?
Right.
Relive that magic.
I've seen a couple of scenes, or not scenes, but at least clips and, brief little things. And I think there's a scene where he's going to be showing off in the gym at school in front of everybody, like crawling up the walls. And
cool.
There's a scene where everybody's riding up the elevator, all the villains.
Are you going to go see it again in theaters?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah. Finn Wolfhard, everybody. I just had an apostrophe.
I think you mean an epiphany. That's a rep. Everybody go home. Taco Tuesday.
Oh, well, we have some news. Do we have news?
We do have some news, actually.
The news, it's a little bit of news. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small news.
What's the buzz?
Lowercase news.
What's the buzz? Tell us what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell us what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell us what's happening.
So news-wise, the big thing that's going on right now is not only are the writers on strike, but the actors just joined in.
Fran Drescher, president of the union there, what is it? It's the SAG-AFTRA.
Yep.
She put her foot down. We were talking a little bit, and I wanted to make sure that I said it again here. We could kind of circle back to when we were way back in many moons ago when we were talking about Scarlett Johansson, and we had mentioned companies and streaming numbers and what that means as far as actors getting paid for streaming numbers that they can't see.
Right.
And we were just talking about actors. We weren't even thinking about or mentioned writers. And you told me a number about the She-Hulk writer that blew my mind, and I'm like, we can't have that.
Yes, he made $359 in residuals for the episode that he wrote with Daredevil in it. $359 in residuals. So if anybody doesn't know, like you write something, you perform in something, and say you get a commercial, and that commercial goes nationwide, you'll get paid for your time doing the commercial, of course, but then you also get a certain amount of money each time that commercial gets played. And that's, if that goes nationwide or it goes worldwide, and that commercial seems to just keep kind of popping up over the years. Sometimes you'll see a commercial from like 10 years ago. If that commercial plays, that person that was in it will get a check. So that's good. But because of streaming, people are getting screwed. Like absolutely screwed. And not only because of streaming, but they're also worried about AI taking over. Making it so people get paid less because of the fact that they'll be using AI, maybe possibly for writing or for an opening scene of a television show. Secret Invasion. I'm not calling any show out. Secret Invasion, for having a AI opening, Secret Invasion. But what the fuck? When I watch it, every single time I hit skip. So, but I'm not going to get sidetracked on this. The writers, the certain members of SAG, not the ones that are making, $1 million to $20 million a fucking movie. They're fine, but everybody else needs to have some kind of a deal to the point where they're not going to get screwed when it comes to streaming. They're not going to get screwed when it comes to AI these days, because AI is kind of a terrifying thing when it comes to just replacing people. We'll have to see what happens and how long this will go. But the SAG-AFTRA, everybody on the board voted unanimously. They said, nope. If Hollywood's walking away from the table, then fine. We're going to go on strike. And this is going to affect a whole lot of people. And it's the first time in like over 60 years that both of them have been on strike at the same time.
Do you know how long I haven't looked at any research yet. I'm just asking off, you might know. Do you know how long the first strike lasted 60 years ago?
I don't. I don't know. I didn't look that one up.
I know we were speculating how long we think this might last. I don't know. I might be naive in thinking, and the more I think about it, especially when I said a week, and you were like, no, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know why Hollywood would want this to go on longer than a week, but I definitely can say that they have some of the tools to be prepared for, like, well, we don't need to end this in a week,
Right.
You were talking about AI. I remember watching the Dial of Destiny, that 20-minute opening where it's all a young Harrison Ford. I was just like, man, Hollywood could get to a point where they're just like, fine, we'll just use AI. We don't really need y'all on that level the way we think y'all do. I mean, they can't use that business model to run it like they used to, but they could definitely keep themselves afloat while they're waiting for, these writers to go broke and this and that. Because I tell you what, I make more than $396 every week, and I'm not asked to write a script or a story for a $1 million Marvel franchise. That sounds way more important than $396. And I'm pretty sure that it generated more than $396 if we start to talk about streaming and views and this and that. So,
Streaming numbers and everything.
Correct.
Most streaming services at this point do not disclose it.
Oh, haven't from day one.
Right, like Netflix.
Yeah, the whole
Right.
time.
And it just kind of makes you go, wait a minute, you guys are making money, hand over fist. You guys are putting quite a bit of money into your movies, and there's people getting screwed because it's like, oh, well, it's streaming. What are you talking about? This is not movie theater money. No, you're not commercial. No.
Right.
It's not a TV show on the basic networks. No.
Right.
This is streaming.
This is Disney Plus.
So,
we put up.
who
Didn't
knows
you see the Plus?
what? Right. The Plus is for our benefit, not yours.
Right. We get the extra money.
Yeah. You are Disney minus.
You see how it jumps over Disney and goes straight to the Plus? That's you're Disney. We're the Plus. We even gave you a snap at the end.
See how this last one we incorporated a lightsaber? See how it was a red lightsaber? Don't say anything. That's all right. It was a red lightsaber.
And now we're celebrating the 100 years, so now we swoop under and over, and we give you a louder snap, because, we really don't care. Yeah, man.
But we like Disney shows and stuff like that, so
Man,
just throwing that
no. Here's the thing. We like the shows that Disney has bought. Disney shows actually kind of suck. Like their
Channel.
shows, the properties they've bought that create shows for them, wonderful. Their shows, fucking dog shit, and have been for a while.
Yep.
That's why every 5 years they're like, hey, can we tell another live action version of Snow White? Sure, let's do it. Because they don't have any original ideas. They have to buy their ideas.
No, that's why they're remaking all their live action everything. I mean,
Exactly.
all their cartoons are going to live action.
Exactly.
If it's not a ride, and it's not a Marvel movie or a Lucasfilm Star Wars type thing, they're remaking just their own shit.
Right.
Because they don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
They don't have any other kind of ideas.
Exactly.
Pixar and other things like that are more of their creative side of the Disney movie making industry. But
Correct. Shout out Pixar, located in Emeryville. Whoop, whoop. They always throw a bit of like Bay Area stuff into all of their movies. It's really cool. They throw a lot of Bay Area Easter eggs in Pixar movies, so it's really dope.
like what was Tokyo and San Francisco combined?
Isn't that Big Hero? Is that Pixar? Big Hero 6?
Big Hero 6.
That's Pixar, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't it?
I thought it was.
Should be.
I've never seen it, so
We're really informed, and that's why we're here, folks, is to be able to inform you with accurate information that is spot on
Now,
and cannot be contested.
To be fair, we tend to go off topic a bit, so we prepare for the things that we're going to talk about. Then we just start to get into things that we didn't prepare for us, and it's just like, oh, now we're just trying to find stuff on the fly, and that's neither here nor there. We were talking about the writer's strike.
We were? Oh, we were. That's right.
Writers and now actors strike. So I think this is a very good thing because, these streaming numbers are, I mean, again, going back to, we were talking about Scarlett Johansson's situation. It was only a matter of time before I think some of these actors went like, yo, these streaming numbers, what's really good? I should be eating a little more because you guys seem to be eating. And, you're putting it under this guise of like, we're losing money. It's like, where? I don't see that.
No, they're losing money, but because it's a completely different industry now. I mean, after the pandemic, people have now been trained to stay home. Not trained, but they've gotten used to. They've become accustomed to staying home and waiting for the movie to come out. Because there was a time where it's like you go to the theater, you're going to die, type feeling, of the world. Like, don't go out into the, So the movies,
put your mask on. You can go
they lost some money, and I mean, it just kind of goes to show at this point that, I mean, I'm sure Mission Impossible is going to do just fine.
Yep,
that's gonna get up there like Top Gun.
You
did.
Can't stop Tom Cruise, baby.
No.
Tom Cruise spit
Indiana
in the face
Jones,
of the pandemic and was like, "Fuck you, I'm a movie star."
Right.
He's magical. Tom Cruise is magical, is what he is.
His next movie is actually his co-star is COVID-19, so It's amazing what he was able to do, and it's a little bit of AI involved with it.
That's been the impossible mission this whole time.
Right, that's the last mission is co-starring with COVID-19.
Holy
itself.
fuck! You're not gonna shut me down, COVID. And you know what? If COVID shuts me down, you're going to lose your job.
That's right.
I just wanted to be that other dude. Dude, what the fuck did I do?
Standing there with your mask on.
I don't even know him.
Right. I'm just a FedEx driver. I just need you to sign for this. Can you sign for this? I need to go. I didn't want to be here.
It says Mapother. That's you, right? Loved you in Days of Thunder, bro.
Days of Thunder 2.
It's coming. It's coming.
I know.
He's going to get back in that fucking NASCAR because why?
If he survives his spacewalk.
Oh, man, he'll survive spacewalk. He's not going to die in space.
I mean,
Tom Cruise is going to like... Tom Cruise is going to... He's not going to so much die as like... Tom Cruise is going to like... I don't know. This spaceship is going to pick him up and he's going to go away.
I think that if he were to die during a movie, the moment, like just before, if he were to know that it was going to happen, he'd be like, I'm okay with this. He would have, all right, type of thing. Like, that's what I was going for anyways. So, man's trying to kill himself in a movie.
I was just thinking,
he's trying to have it on film.
He's the type of dude that might fake his death and then come back in 20 years and go, greatest movie trick ever. I'm back.
It was during a movie, during filming the movie. And then at that point, he can come back and film the rest of the movie that takes place 20 years later as well.
Lord. Yeah. Anyway, so final thoughts is I think this is a good idea.
Right.
Hopefully it doesn't last too long because I feel like, yeah, man, like break the books open. Be fair. Be fair. Still be an asshole because you're not going to change asshole companies, billion-dollar companies. Like, but be as fair as you can be, at least on the surface where it's like, fine. We'll write out a contract and we'll, I guess we'll throw you some extra dollars, I guess, fucking, be curmudgeons about it, but fucking do the right thing. You know what I mean?
You pay the people that are making it so that way you're going to be able to make that money. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not writing this shit.
Yeah.
You're the one trying to put these writers under these crazy crunch deadlines and this and that and the third. Like, fucking pay the people. Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Pay the $2, Roger.
I went back even further.
Mm-hmm.
But pay the fucking money. Just because if you want to make your money, you got to pay them their money. And if somebody is like writing stuff for movies or TV shows, and they're living paycheck to paycheck, wondering if they're going to be able to make rent, and these movies and TV shows are wildly successful in making money.
Wildly successful.
How is that cool?
Yeah. Right.
How is that cool? It's not.
Right. It's not.
It's not cool by any means.
Right.
It's basically, indentured servitude. I don't know. It's just fucking pay these people their goddamn money. It's dumb.
What did Chuck Berry say every night before counting 1, 2, 3, 4? Pay me my money.
Boom. Boom and boom.
So I'm behind the actors, and you know what? We were talking a little bit because you hit me with the workers at Disneyland and all that are under these contracts as well.
Some of them are SAG-AFTRA, so
I did kind of look at some of the hotels that are part of the chain. A lot of hotel workers in Anaheim around Disneyland. They kind of walked off the job today, things like that. Wow. So yeah, they're going on striking.
They're going on strike too. Just see, look at this.
I do hope that this doesn't last too long because, like I was saying, those workers can't rely on extra residual checks that some of these actors and that they can work. Like they're not, they're not living the sweet life.
Paycheck,
like they're not, So that's a job for them. Like, like I was making an example. Like if I'm working at Disneyland, if I'm reading some news like, hey, writers are on strike, I'm like, okay, cool, good for them. And somebody's like, hey, by the way, we're not going to work today. I'm like, what do you mean we're not going to work today? Well, because actors are on strike too. And I'm like, well, I don't need a Hollywood writer. I need this money. So, I mean, I might need one in the future. I get it. But like, you don't want that to go too long because you're not, you're not a big Hollywood actor. You're playing Jack Sparrow at Disneyland. You want to, sorry, it's the first character I can think of.
That's okay. It's all right. I don't take offense to it.
You want to go back to work and get back to going what you're doing. So I hope it doesn't last too long, and I hope that Hollywood does the right thing in quotation marks. They'll find a way to be assholes about it, but yeah, give up the net, pay some money.
Yeah. Well, especially since right now there's a bunch of movies that were being filmed that are supposed to come
out
next year.
Big movies. Anticipated movie and an already leaked photo. So,
and I think that's why they did it at this point. I think Ryan Reynolds knew, like, oh yeah, we're about to go on strike. We need to have some free promotion for something. And it's also at this point
they can't do anything. They can't even advertise things on social media. That's crazy.
Right.
So it goes deep. This whole thing. No interviews, nothing. They can't do anything.
No, so putting out pictures just before the strike happened meant everybody was sharing those pictures.
Oh, yeah.
It was all over everything.
If you haven't seen the pictures we're talking about, everybody, why don't you go and check out the Matinee Review Facebook, and you can also check out the Matinee Review Instagram page because you can see those photos there if you haven't already. Okay.
That's right.
Plug.
I put up a quick little reel of the photos that were released.
Yeah, it was a great reel.
And it's had over, 21 or it's about almost 2,200 views. The next day I put up news that broke again about who was cast in the Superman movie.
Yes.
And it just goes to show the popularity of Marvel over DC.
Yes.
Because I put up that DC reel and it's had like 239 views or 300 some odd views.
I gotta tell you what, man. But here's the thing, and I know we talked about
people
before.
People don't give a shit about Superman anymore. They just think of him as such a pussy.
That's the thing.
It's just so baffling.
Everybody I talk to, every circle I've been in, there's just this attitude of like, fuck Superman.
Well,
and
fuck you too.
Why? I don't get it. And it's like, he's kind of a pussy, and he's literally one of the strongest dudes in fucking fictional creation. Like he can't
call him a pussy.
He can't fight.
You know what it is?
Yeah. But
it's because of the fact that he comes in with a smile. He wants to save the day. Yep. He hasn't had really that much of a tragic background.
Right.
His parents weren't killed in front of him. He wasn't this normal person who went off and like really stuck to his guns and also who was fucking insane. Let's just put it out there, people. Batman is insane.
Insane in the membrane.
He is a lunatic. He is absolutely crazy, deranged in the brain, which gave him the motivation to travel around the world, learn all these things when it comes to self-defense, detective work, chemistry, everything he needed to become this guy. And it helped that he was rich.
Oh, it helped tremendously that he was rich.
So you get this person who goes out at night, beats the shit out of bad guys, and he's good looking, and he's not this bright, colorful guy who doesn't come in like I know I'm over exaggerating with the hello, I'm Superman, but he
no you're not at all, because that's how people see him. He's the dude that's like like when you're kind of growing up, he's the dude who you don't really want to hang with, but it's all that might want to hang with you. And he's good looking and like he's good looking, he's smart, like he's a genuinely good dude, but just something about him, you're just kind of like I don't know, like I don't really want, like, you like Clark, like yeah, Clark's cool, but Clark's like I don't know, man. Clark, like, okay, perfect example. The beginning of Bedazzled, when you first see Brendan Fraser, He's not a bad guy. He's just kind of a
Dork.
super big dork, and kind of you can tell he's kind of uncomfortable in his skin. That's how Clark Kent comes off.
He's supposed to.
I know, and so like
He's supposed to. I mean, he wasn't even like that. But that's the thing. He wasn't like that originally. Christopher Reeve was the one who gave him that kind of that bumbling, like this kind of this
Correct.
character that nobody would suspect that guy is Superman.
Correct.
That's the whole fucking point.
And then it's like, so I think one of the things, and then we'll get back to what we talked about, but I think the thing is, it's like, so when Bruce Wayne is being Bruce Wayne, he's got to be this kind of naive fucking playboy, or he comes off as kind of like this asshole playboy that kind of doesn't care. And then when he becomes Batman, he's calculating, he's manipulative. It's a switch. I think with Superman, it's Clark Kent, and then when he becomes Superman, there's really no switch. He's still just that kind of good dude. He could be like, well, shucks, Lois, as Clark Kent. Then he can kind of be like, well, shucks, Lois, as Superman. and I don't know. Like, it could be several factors. I don't see the hate. I don't get the hate. I don't see the hate. I know I'm a fan of. I've always been a fan of Bruce Wayne over Superman, simply for the fact that Bruce Wayne doesn't have any superpowers and is able to do these crazy fucking next level things, whilst understanding that Bruce Wayne is suffering from extreme PTSD and surrounded by a bunch of enablers who should get him some help, except they fuel this fantasy.
Right. and when it comes to just to sheer...
And Superman's just a good dude who was sent here to save us. Like, just to help us out. I get it, bruh. And that's all he needs to be.
And at any point, he could have been that kid from Brightburn.
And at any point, he could fucking be just the worst thing to happen to mankind. Absolutely.
Right. Like, he could take over the world.
That's why Bruce Wayne, every once in a while, is just like, what's up, Clark? Hey, Bruce, how's it going? Hey, Clark, I just want to let you know, I have a button. If I press it, kryptonite's going to explode, and you're going to die. Have a good day.
He pulls out his cell phone and just shows him, you see this picture? Like, see that? That's kryptonite. See it? I got it. It's ready to go. Just a reminder. Text it to him every now and then.
Right, yeah.
You know, like, just hear this ding. See this picture. All right, Bruce, I get it. Thanks.
It's like, I'm Bruce Wayne, motherfucker. Yeah. So anyway, the writer's strike, actor strike.
That's right. That's what we're talking about.
Let's hope it ends soon.
Yep.
Boom.
It needs to, because shit needs to get back in, and people need to
Correct.
Need to get paid what they're due. Plain and simple.
Correct.
Plain and simple.
Correct. On that note,
Yes.
Is that the news?
That is the news.
The news. That was all the news.
We'll talk more about people who've been cast in Superman and
Yes.
other things that are up and coming and
Yes.
other things that we have seen. But we need to go back in time. No pun intended. Ooh, or was it?
Gonna go back in time. Gonna go back in time.
Tell me, doctor,
Fellas, you're just too darn loud.
where are we going this time? Sorry. What?
No, it's a fellas, you're
Is
just
this
too
the
darn loud.
future? Or 1999? I'll stop. I promise.
No, you're fine.
All
You're
I
fine.
got. Oh, no. But we are going to go back in time a little bit, and we are going to talk about The Flash and how wildly can't even talk. How wildly successful it is. And I'm just going to drop the act. That movie was absolute shit. It was. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you stop listening to this podcast because you are a massive Zack Snyder fan and you enjoyed Ezra Miller's Flash, it's fine that you're a fan. We're not telling you to not be a fan. But that movie was terrible. And the only good thing about that was just seeing Michael Keaton be Batman again. But what a waste. What a waste, because they should have just done another Batman movie. Just awful. What did you think of it?
You're sitting there telling people that we don't want that. We were telling them, like, we're telling you not to be fans of Ezra Miller. I'll say straight up, don't be a fan of Ezra Miller. Listen, it's not even the writing. Ezra Miller is just not a good actor, in my opinion. anything that I've seen Ezra Miller in. I've been like, In fact, I said this the other day, and we kind of talked about it. I'll put this on the podcast. And people out there, you can argue with me all day. I'm right. The best acting that Ezra Miller has done as Flash was Ben Affleck's little dream sequence where he comes through the thing. He's like, "You're right. You were always right. You have to stop them." That's Ezra Miller's best acting as Flash. Everything after that is this running monologue joke of, I can't. Well, then we're gonna. Flash is a much better movie if Ezra Miller's not in it. I knew coming in that I wasn't going to enjoy watching 2 hours of Ezra Miller.
2 hours of two Ezra Millers.
Yeah, of two Ezra Millers. And then a quick little 30 seconds of a third Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller's acting is so bad that the part that's supposed to sell you in the movie doesn't sell you. Why do you want to go back to this timeline? Because this is the one where my mom lives. Okay. And then the whole little end, I was talking to my general manager. Shout out, Lewis, general manager, GNC Auto Body. Yeah. He was like, man, yeah, that scene at the end where he was talking to his mom, could see his mom again. Like, that was really good. That kind of got me. And I was like, I'll be honest, Lewis, I lost my mother last year, and that didn't get me. Like, she,
yeah,
the young lady who played his mom, wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
She was great.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. I want to give her props. Maribel Verdú, wonderful as his mom's. But yeah, Ezra Miller, they just didn't work.
No.
Now, I'll throw all that aside. Sat up in my seat every time Michael Keaton was on
Absolutely.
screen. Just
Even when I saw Wayne Manor.
Yeah, that's for me. That was the first here we go moment when they pulled to Wayne Manor. It's like, okay, here we go, movie starting. That's when the movie starts for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it was for a person who feels like every once in a while they sound like a curmudgeon when I'm like, look at all this nostalgia they're throwing at you. They don't need to do all this. Boy, the fucking Keaton fan in me was all for just watching Michael Keaton do anything in that suit again and just being that character again. I loved every single moment he was on screen. It was, and you're right. It's all I wanted to do was like, yo, can we just make another movie? Like, this all belongs in a different movie. All these beats belong in a Batman movie where Batman shows him in Flash and comes and sees him or something like that. But I was like,
I told you,
that was fantastic.
When we had talked about it before this, they should have made a Batman movie, show everything from Bruce Wayne's point of view.
Yeah.
Spoilers ahead, folks, just letting you know, so that way, because we're not even going to hold anything back when it comes to this movie.
And we're not breaking it down. We're not going through.
We're just going to go back and forth.
We're just going to hit some. Yeah, we're going to hit some points. Yep. So we're hitting points.
I've never been a fan of Ezra Miller's Flash, ever.
No, me neither.
So yeah, like you said, having two Millers in one movie.
Right.
I was sitting there the entire time going, "This is unbearable." I was Sean Connery from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This is intolerable. I just couldn't do it. It's just that whole movie, and I told you this as well, felt like the opening credits of Superman 3. It's ridiculous. Every single thing that they did, it was just one thing after another. Like, is this necessary? That slow motion Flash saving all the rubber babies, and the eating a hot dog while microwaving a fucking burrito. It was the same thing. Like, why are we doing this? We don't.
When those babies popped up, I was really just like, okay, I see what this movie is going to be. This movie is set up to be Tim Burton, and we have Joel Schumacher.
Yes,
which gets validated by the very end of the movie.
Sure does.
When your boy pops out of the car and I go, I in the theater, I went, aha! This explains the babies.
Right.
It's validated when Clooney comes up at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, it's me. Like, whoa, I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right.
Which was the third ending they did. Because the first ending they shot was with just Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne. And then they reshot that, adding in Henry Cavill, I believe Gal Gadot, and The
A Gal Gadot. A Gal Gadot. It's Gal Gadot.
adding in Gal Gadot, and then you also have the young lady who played Supergirl.
Sasha Calle, who did an amazing job.
Yes, meeting Superman, or at least the two of them in one shot, and then just again, I don't understand why they didn't add that, because if you're adding in George Clooney, then it's definitely not connected to your new DC universe, which is what I think they're worried that people were going to think, which people were going, oh, wait a minute, so George Clooney is the new Batman? And it was like, no, that's
you're not paying attention.
No.
Right, no.
No.
Yeah.
Movie was terrible.
I was waiting for the Batman credit card to pop out one more time. That's what I was waiting for.
Just falls out as he's getting out of the car.
He's just putting it back in his pocket. Like, don't mind this. I'm just like,
Photographer just like taking pictures of just the credit card. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
But when you were saying stuff about the nostalgia,
Yes.
those were the only good parts of this movie. The whole ending with the other universes colliding, and you're seeing the George Reeves Superman, and then the black and white old school Flash, and then Chris Reeves Superman, Supergirl. Seeing Nicolas Cage as Superman, even though everything looked rubber and CGI, for me, that was the best part of the movie. I want to see some more Nick Cage Superman. I want to see some more Keaton Batman. Whatever you could do to show me Christopher Reeve flying around again, even if it looks slightly rubbery, that's my Superman. Will always be my Superman. But the movie was terrible. Just everything about it. Bad writing, bad acting, just a bunch of camp bullshit. I'm really glad they put him into the Schumacher universe, so we don't see that Flash anymore.
And really, let's be happy that Flash didn't make enough money to say what they kind of wanted to do. Because the rumors and the scuttlebutt from what I read is that when it came to the future after this, if it had made enough money, they were like, well, we possibly could do this. And they were talking about possibly having Ezra come back too. So as of right now, what it was $200 to $200 million, it made 262.9 in the box office, and it's out of theaters from right now, if I can understand. So that's the mark.
From what they're saying, it is going to be Warner Brothers' biggest flop of all time.
There you go.
It is about to be the worst movie Warner Brothers has ever fucking made. And that's numbers-wise.
As it kind of should be. You know, this movie suffered from a lot of things before it even really got running, from like ending changes to the main actor getting into controversies to there being an actual regime change whilst the movie was being filmed or in production, COVID, writers. There's just like this, it just became just this huge clusterfuck of a film that just at the end of the day, I feel like they were just like, you know what? When they were in the middle of axing every other project, let's just put it out. We already spent this much money on it. It's already damn near done. Fix the ending and let's just put it out.
Right.
And it feels that way. It feels jumbled, especially when you get to the third act. It feels just like, man, it feels like this is a movie that was meant for a different ending. You see some of the promise. The writing isn't terrible. It's just the acting doesn't hold up. Like, it's rough to watch Ezra Miller act. And then you have to watch two of them. And you're like, this is a rough 20, 30 minutes talking to themselves. Yeah. It's just not good. It's just not good. So movie suffered. I can't say the movie was terrible. I can say the acting was terrible. If you put
the movie was terrible.
If you put a different actor into the Flash and run the same movie, I think the movie's tolerable. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's tolerable.
Yeah.
And I think it was advertised wrong. Or I should say advertised right enough to get people into the theaters, and then it was advertised right as far as like they put a really good trailer together to have people go and see the movie. They put a good series of trailers together. It was advertised wrong when people like James Gunn had to come out and say, this is the greatest superhero movie I've ever seen. It's like, ooh.
Well, superhero movie of the year or whatever the fuck.
You probably sold an extra couple thousand tickets just because you put a stamp on it, and it was like, ooh.
I didn't care what anybody was saying about the movie. The only reason I went to go see that movie was because of Michael Keaton's Batman.
Same.
That was the only reason.
Same.
The Keaton 89 Batman, the first Batman movies, I probably said this on the podcast before, but that movie was the first movie I remember seeing in the theaters. Superman 4 was the first movie I actually saw in the theaters. But the 89 Batman, I saw that movie like 3 times in the theater. I walked out of, or my mom and I walked out of Little Monsters with Fred Savage. And
Little Monsters is a classic. That's so funny.
Dude, that was, as a kid, I was like, this movie is dumb. Could we go, like, can we leave?
I definitely would love to watch that again. I'm going to run this whole series of, like, because I'm going to start with Top Gun. I'm going to run this whole series of, like, hey, you remember those movies when we were growing up that you thought were really good? I bet they're not as good as you remember. I'm going to add Little Monsters to the list where it's like, Little Monsters was great. And it's like, when's the last time you saw Little Monsters? Bet it's not as good as you remember and shit. So
I'm sure it's just as bad as I remember.
I did like it when I was a kid. I was intrigued by the idea of like, oh wow, not only are there monsters under your bed, but there's this whole underworld of monsters under your bed. Because it reminded me of fucking Neverland, where it's just like, oh, here's this whole other fucking land where kids could be kids and blah 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 blah. Things like that always intrigued me. So I enjoyed the movie from that aspect. Like, I didn't even poke at any of the acting or anything like that because, like, I was more driven by the aspect of things, you know. And then it's like, oh look, there's Homie Dude from the video game movie. I know him.
Right.
It took me years to realize that the monster's Howie Mandel. So it's like, oh snap, okay, cool. You know, I like Howie Mandel. So definitely a movie I want to go back and watch and go like, oh wow. Look at this film.
All right, if you had to watch the entirety of The Flash or watch the entirety of Little Monsters, which one would you prefer to go back and see?
Oh, I'm going to watch Flash because I get to watch Michael Keaton's Batman. Now, ask me if I'm paying attention during those first 2 hours that Flash is on. I'll probably be on my phone, and I'll probably be just ripping on other little things. But the payoff will be I get to see Michael Keaton's Batman again. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, easy. Because it excited me that much, and I think those parts were done that well.
They were the best parts.
Because, again, up until the third act, you could tell it was meant to end way differently than it did. This was supposed to have that original ending where Keaton and everybody comes back and this, that, and the third. And it feels like a movie where, again, there was a regime change during editing, and James Gunn, since he's the guy, just went, you know what? Fix the ending and put the movie out. And it feels like that.
Now, they brought this movie out, losing at the very least $200 million.
Yes.
So I think they made the wrong choice when it came to not putting out a movie that was going to not only have a Batgirl introduced, also going to be starring Michael Keaton's Batman, but then you were going to have Brendan Fraser as Firefly. Brendan Fraser just won an Academy Award.
Yes.
I'm baffled. I don't think that the Batgirl movie was going to be worse than this Flash movie.
Well, and then, but I think you also hit the nail on the head when you're talking about you're going to introduce all these characters. If there was no plan to have those characters be that going forward, there's really no point in creating a buzz like that. If you know your Flash is going to end, and again, I think that when we talked about, I think this Flash movie was for the people that weren't on the Ezra Miller train and people that were. I think this was more of a way for someone to go, look, we gave Ezra Miller a shot. We did it. And look, the numbers don't lie. They can't carry the movie. So don't ask us again. Right. We're going to move forward going forward. I think that's really what that was. And then I think Aquaman's going to do better because, Jason Momoa is a better actor than Ezra Miller. And that's pretty much it. I think that's why it's going to make more money. Story's probably going to be just as kind of ridiculous of the tone that we've set. But Jason Momoa is better eye candy and a better actor than Ezra Miller, so people are going to go see Aquaman.
Yep.
But yeah, when it comes to this Flash movie, y'all, I can't tell you to go see it. I'm not going to tell you that you need to see it. What I am going to say is if you are a fan of Michael Keaton's Batman, when it comes out on streaming, you can go on ahead and fast forward right to those parts.
Yeah.
Watch those parts and
Watch the ending.
Enjoy. Yeah, and watch the endings with the cameos. I didn't give my little 2 cents on those cameos. The Nicolas Cage thing just made me laugh out loud in a way where it was like, oh wow, look, they finally did it. That was cool. Ever since I heard An Evening with Kevin Smith, and Kevin had to go to homie dude producer's house, and he was like, hey, so here's a couple things about my Superman. Number 1, he doesn't fly. 2, there's no cape. 3, at some point he has to fight a giant spider.
Mm-hmm.
So to see Nicolas Cage's Superman fighting a giant spider, and then he turns and he kind of looks just like he did in that promotional shot. I laughed out loud and I went, well, there you go. They gave it to us. So now it's almost like they went, and I'm not knocking, this is kind of in a good way, where it's like they went, hey, you guys for years have been saying, can't you guys ever get all the Supermans together? Well, here you go. Here's George Reeves, everybody. Here's Christopher Reeve, everybody. Oh, for those that like the old Supergirl, here she is. Y'all want Adam West? Boom, got you covered. We'll even throw some Cesar Romero Joker laughs and Jack Nicholson laughs in the background. So we kind of give that to you. Boom. We even brought Clooney back. And boom, best of all, we gave you your Nick Cage Superman fighting a spider. Here's the thing. Don't ask us anymore to make any of these movies or do any of these things. We've given them to you. You're welcome. That's like, while it was good to see, it was almost like, here, now will you stop writing us letters?
No.
Remember in Shawshank Redemption where they finally send the books? Then the letter's like, we hope this matter is resolved. Please, please, please stop writing us letters. And then what does he say? He's like, I guess I'll start writing 2 letters.
That's right. That's what's going to happen. And I said it to you that seeing Nick Cage as Superman and seeing Michael Keaton come back as Batman, I do not know how a world's finest movie starring Michael Keaton and Nicolas Cage, directed by Tim Burton, would fail.
You gotta talk to James Gunn, man.
They were talking about doing anything else that was not connected to the universe would be considered and be under the label of Elseworlds.
That's right. It would be in a whole other thing.
And just do a one-off movie with Nick Cage as Superman and Michael Keaton as Batman, and then cast some other
with current Nick Cage, though, or do you de-age Nick? Because current Nick walking around being Superman is rough, bro. Nick's not in shape like that.
He could wearing a rubber fucking Superman suit. He wasn't that in shape. I mean, he was kind of. He was like he got in shape for. Because he thought he was in the middle of like getting his body prepared to do it. And then like Con Air came out. Take it seriously.
Now here's the thing: if you tell Nicolas Cage he's actually going to be able to play like wear the suit, he might put himself through a thing to get ready. So I won't because Nick Cage is that crazy. So I won't poo-poo that.
I think it would.
It's like he would actually probably show up to because he doesn't half-ass anything, man. So like I saw Renfield and he showed up to be fucking Dracula. Right. So you tell him he's gonna put the fucking red cape on and be the son of Krypton, as he said, son of Krypton.
It's like a child's blanket. It's how it just.
I think he
flows. Go ahead.
I think he'd show up.
Yeah.
I think he'd show up to do it.
He showed up for the cameo.
I can't.
So
yeah, I can't. And
they actually filmed that cameo. That's the thing. They filmed him in a. I don't like from what the costumer said or cinematographer. I forgot who. There was some interview that was saying that he actually showed up.
They actually brought him in. So that's him
suit,
in the thing.
And then this whole thing was just like a CGI overlay layer for everything. And when
so when we see it, that's supposed to be his actual body in the suit. He's just de-aged. Is that what you're telling me? Or they kind of
did a CGI fucking
everything
wash over everything.
Put a little filter on it. Got it.
Over everything. Like that's what somebody was going like, we filmed him, and they still made his face CGI bullshit.
Right.
It's like, what are we doing?
I mean, especially if you're gonna, because you want that, because I'm pretty sure Nick didn't have the long hair, and you're not gonna put on a wig, and that's the Superman that we know. So that's the Superman we were gonna see. Right. Is that shot? So they made it as close to that shot that we've all seen as they could, just so people could be like, just for the people that don't know the story, but it's like, hey, have you ever seen this picture of Nicolas Cage as Superman? It's like, oh yeah, it's like a joke or something, right? Like,
right.
there you go.
And for all
a lot
those
of people don't know the story.
For all those people who haven't seen that, who were born like 20 years ago, and
yes,
aren't a fan
even
of
like
Superman.
think about who's seeing the Flash. You can go like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds.
Right.
Like I there were kids in the theater when I saw it. So like 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds, they who barely even know who the fuck Nicolas Cage is. You know what I'm saying? So like, who's this?
Plenty of
dude in
people who kind of just went,
like,
"Who the hell is that Superman? Who is that guy?"
Right, especially right, George Reeves. Like, psh,
No, they
please,
didn't
a
know.
10-year-old.
No.
What the fuck is this? Well, kids don't curse. Well, some kids curse, but kids. Like,
I cursed.
What Superman is that? Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you have a 10-year-old kid with like a fucking 30-something-year-old parent, they might not know who the fuck George Reeves is. You know what I mean? They'd be like, "What Superman is that?" Like, yeah, we're getting to that time. So like for cats like us, or in our 40s, around about that time, in our distinguished gentleman age, and just being the nerds that we are, yeah, that was real funny. Just seeing that. So yeah.
Make that movie. Just make World's Finest Batman and Superman.
Yeah, Flash movie. Watch the Michael Keaton parts. Watch the Sasha Calle parts. Watch Supergirl do
She
her
was
thing.
great.
She shows
Again,
up.
let's
she
talk
shows up.
about her real quick, because
Yeah, let's talk about Sasha Calle.
she was great,
Yeah.
but she was not
Let's
given
give her flowers.
enough material.
She doing the best she can with what she's given, man.
And there was shit
Like,
that was cut out.
You know what I mean?
Like, especially that reshoot of her flying in at the end.
yeah.
So it's one of those where it's like, everybody was saying, like, they didn't, it's like Henry Cavill wasn't given enough to be the Superman he needed to be. Well, she sure as hell wasn't given enough time to be the Supergirl I know that she could have been.
Yeah. I mean, it's not her movie.
No, but
That's that's the thing. Like at the end of the day, it's just like, yeah, that's because it's not their movie. Yeah.
yeah.
Ezra. It sucks for us to watch because, we're not Ezra Miller fans. So it's like no. Why? Oh, man. So, all in all, Flash, you can miss me with it.
Yeah.
We will gush over some Michael Keaton parts. And we will gush over some... it'll be nice to kind of slow motion and kind of stop, pause, forward the little end cameo parts to see what other kind of little stuff they threw in the backgrounds and things like that. Because some of those go real quick. I wasn't able to absorb a lot of it. It's not like, I'm going to go watch the movie again. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to have to wait till it comes on the streaming to kind of go through and just check out those little things. But yeah, there's a lot of that movie just going to be fast forwarded. And
I would watch 2 hours of Michael Keaton talking about a multiverse while serving spaghetti and using noodles as an example over watching 2 hours of Ezra Miller's Flash.
Just figuring out that Michael Keaton's Batman figured out a multiverse. Because one thing we kind of don't see in the original 89, which kind of became my problem with a lot of Batmans, is how actually good of a detective he is. For someone that we're told he's supposed to be Sherlock Holmes level, like, Batman in cinema sure misses an awful lot.
Right.
like one of the best jokes I like about Batman Forever is when he's doing the whole Edward Nigma. He figures out the whole thing, and then Alfred hits him with, you really are quite bright, despite what people say about you.
Despite what people say about you. Exactly.
And I'm like, what they say about him, Alfred, he's supposed to be Sherlock Holmes. You're not supposed to be shocked at all about this. Right.
Absolutely.
You're living with a psychopath. You're living with a serial killer.
But I did like kind of them implying that Keaton's Batman had tried to not only, in a sense, bring his parents back just through the justice that he was delivering and the crime that he was fighting.
Yes.
But it kind of implied that he started thinking about maybe there's other universes where I didn't lose my parents.
Yes.
So he was already thinking about this stuff.
Right.
He was already like, okay, so what you've described is this, and then what you've done is created this.
And understand that this is a Batman that doesn't have a Justice League.
No, there's no other superheroes.
Right. It's just him. And it's been him, we have to assume, that whole time. I mean, I don't think he even has a Robin. I think it's literally just to him.
Right.
Going forward.
And having those suits.
Well, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I always get thrown off because if we're talking about just characters, this has been the same Batman through Keaton, Kilmer, and Clooney. It's just been different actors. So technically, Keaton's Batman did have a Robin because technically that's still supposed to be the same Bruce Wayne, so he had Chris O'Donnell. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, but at the same time, now that they've and us being nerds and any other nerds out there that know about the multiverses, the infinite Earths, just different comic books being different timelines. You could still have, the Man of Steel, and then you have the Adventures of Superman, and then you just have plain old Superman. Or you have the Dark Knight, Batman and Robin, and then you have just Batman. Those comic books were not going on the exact same universe, timeline, whatever it was. This was different storytelling, different times. So whenever I used to watch, the Batman movies, yes, you'd still have the same Alfred, but it would be a different Batman, different Batman.
You have the same Alfred, you have the same Commissioner Gordon.
Right,
Batman's the only one that fucking changes.
Right, but you never saw the
well,
original.
no, technically no. Well, that's right, though, because then it has to be a different universe. It has to be, because that's not the same Harvey Dent.
Correct.
Okay. So,
and it's also, you never see any reference of the same Batmobile or anything like that in the next movies. You don't,
right.
You don't see those all lined up and everything.
But then, it's so weird they keep Alfred and Commissioner Gordon. Oh,
Well,
my
because
Lord.
they
It's
were
such
just
a clusterfuck.
dude,
Such a clusterfuck. Those
we're talking
movies.
90s Batmans.
I know.
90s Batman movies. They were just like, just keep going, don't stop, money,
Bro, yeah.
McDonald's.
Keep selling them toys.
McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's cups. Yeah.
That's not fans and Batman. It was McDonald's.
He's fighting a glow stick gang. I don't care.
McDonald's. That's what's important here.
We got Jim Carrey on this movie. Let's just keep rolling. He's the biggest movie star in the world. He said yes. Let's just keep rolling. Yeah, and then you have Batman and Robin. Motherfuck. Ugh. Whatever.
As George Clooney says, I always apologize for Batman and Robin.
He shouldn't. It's not his fault, man. That person responsible for that is they've either been sacked, and hell, even Joel Schumacher's passed away. R.I.P. So I mean, whatever, man.
But here's the
not
thing.
His fault.
I would watch.
Blame Chris O'Donnell.
I would
blame
go
anybody.
back
Blame
and
him.
watch.
Blame Alicia Silverstone for Batman and Robin. How about that? That's who should apologize for Batman and Robin. Because holy fuck, like, I'm no offense to the young lady, but who'd she? Like,
oh, do I keep this in? Oh no, that's the controversy.
I'm sorry, bro. Alicia Silverstone's not great. Say the same thing. Like, she just. You tell me one scene you've seen from Alicia Silverstone where you went, wow.
Define wow. Because I've watched plenty of scenes and went, wow.
Yeah, no, wow.
Oh, you mean a positive wow?
Yeah, whoa, wow. Yeah, oh wow.
Anything her stunt double was in? Wait.
Alicia Silverstone had to share a scene with Coolio, and Coolio was the better actor.
Correct.
See what I'm saying? So, again, no offense to Alicia Silverstone. I hope we don't lose our huge Alicia Silverstone fan base.
Is there a huge Silverstone fan base?
I'm pretty sure there's still a bunch of people that love Clueless and put it on their fucking pedestal.
But who do they love it for? Paul Rudd.
Especially after Brittany Murphy passed away. Like, Clueless became, like...
And Brittany Murphy, yeah.
A thing.
But Paul Rudd was the...
And Paul Rudd is also in Clueless.
So...
Where, like, that's... If anything, that's what's keeping Clueless alive, where people are like, what Ant-Man used to do is like, oh, I can show you his first movie. You ever seen Clueless? What? Yeah, with Alicia Silverstone. Batgirl, if you want to call her that, sure. And then Brittany Murphy, who unfortunately passed away, yeah. And then fucking... oh, God, the chick who got outed by the black community because she was all like, I kind of like Trump, and I agree with this. And we're like, ooh, Stacey Dash, no. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then their fourth friend, who's not even credited, who I don't even remember. Because they had that fourth friend. The slim broad, who the fourth friend ended up being in the show because Alicia Silverstone and Brittany Murphy didn't do the show, so the show became about Stacey Dash and then the other friend.
I think I saw that movie once. I remember that she drove terribly and knocked a bunch of mirrors off of cars or whatever. And
well, she's got that line I hate. It's like where Paul Rudd's teaching her how to drive, and he's like, "So you want to learn how to parallel park?" She goes, "Why? Everywhere you go has valet." Like,
Man, you remember way more of that movie than I do.
because I used to watch that movie a lot because I had a huge crush on Brittany Murphy.
Okay.
Huge crush on Brittany Murphy. To the point where, like, when they announced Sin City, and they're like, yeah, Jessica Alba's playing a stripper. and you see her kind of, and then you see Brittany Murphy in like bra and panties, I'm like, yo, I feel like we should recast some things.
Right.
What are we doing here? Like, that's my girl. Yeah. I was heartbroken when she passed away.
Yeah.
Heartbroken. I had a huge crush on Brittany Murphy. So yeah, I know Clueless more than I probably should, just because I really liked watching Brittany Murphy walk around and talk and do things.
Yep.
But, you know, when she comes by and she's just, Uncle Alfred, I'm like, no, go away. Go away.
I mainly watch that movie for how terrible it is. I don't watch that movie because I'm like, I want to watch this Batman movie. It's like, no, I want to watch a terrible movie right now, but still laugh at how terrible it is.
Absolutely. I can't wait to do these little things where I'm going through my movie things and reviewing them because...
we need to do that as a whatchamacallit?
Boo.
Commentary track.
Absolutely. Because it's been a while since I've seen it because I don't own it.
Right.
So I would love to watch it again and have that flip of like, hey, remember those movies that you really liked? And go back and, hey, maybe those movies you hated? Yep, they still suck.
Right.
They didn't, nope. It's not like, on second thought, it's actually not that bad. Nah, this movie terrible. And just the worst depiction of Bane that I've ever could have imagined. Just where I'm like, where I was in the theater going like, hey, y'all know this is a dude who broke Bruce Wayne. I said out loud in the theater, y'all know this is a dude who broke Batman's back, right? Like,
Not that one.
in Wayne Manor, and then threw him on the streets of Gotham and said, here's your hero. That's Bane.
Nope.
Who is this? What is... Felt like Jack Skellington. What is this?
That's Bane's little brother.
That's lame. That's lame.
Yeah, that's Dane. It's not Bane. It's Dane. It's good old Dane. We still love him.
Good old Dane. Yeah. Good old Dane. Yeah, he's we only see him at the family reunions now because, well, look at him.
Still wears that fedora and that mask. Just keeps screaming, burn. But
yes, we know.
We know you like your older brother, Dane. But
yeah, just give him some chicken. He'll be fine.
He misses his brother. He keeps screaming, burn. But he's not here. He's not here anymore. He left. He's successful.
Yeah. Bane is quite successful.
He's doing great.
He went and made a name for himself. I don't know. Like I think the one passable thing in all of Batman and Robin is at least Uma Thurman doing a pretty good job. Like,
oh, she was hamming it up.
I don't hate her Poison Ivy. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And George Clooney's Bruce Wayne is great.
Because he's playing his fucking self.
Exactly.
Like that's got to be one of the easiest role. Like George Clooney being in a movie where he's cast as himself would have a harder time than he did being Bruce Wayne.
I just can't find my spot here on this movie. It's a movie about you.
Anything.
Right.
Yeah, he barely has to do anything. It could have been him being Bruce Wayne could have been random clips of George Clooney on red carpet doing interviews and shit. Like, and we wouldn't have known the difference. He being himself.
Well, he did a damn good job of it.
Well, hey, George Clooney's a charming motherfucker, man. I have nothing bad to say about George Clooney, the guy. He's a good dude. He got put on my radar when he gave an interview once, and they were like, hey, you're this ER doctor, you're the height of your fame. You ever think about running for Congress or running for... He goes, oh, no, because the skeletons they dig out of my closet wouldn't get me elected. And I'm like, yes. He kept it all the way real. Yes.
Yeah.
George Clooney's my guy.
Didn't he sell his tequila company for $1 billion?
Probably.
I think that's what had happened. Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah.
George Clooney is one of those dudes, like, you want to know how to do Hollywood right? Be George Clooney. Like,
yeah.
He's been able to fuck, like, all he wants and not get in trouble. Like, and he's the guy. Like, he's just one of them dudes, man, that does Hollywood and does this fame thing the right way. Probably because he came into fame a little later in life. I think he already kind of had a good, like, because when he did ER, he was already was he already in like late 20s, right? He wasn't a young man doing ER, right?
I don't believe so. Because
Yeah,
he was still even doing another show before that where I think he was a doctor. And yeah, we know so much.
Yeah.
We are knowledgeable, folks. You will know just because we know.
That's okay. So what we'll do this thing where, like, 3 episodes from now, we'll remember we talked about, we'll know so much about George Clooney because after we stop, we're gonna look up a bunch of this shit. Remember 3 episodes where we're looking for answers? We got those answers.
We'll do it like a year from now. We'll tell them a year from now. A year from this episode, again. Because, by the way, folks, as of recording this episode, tomorrow will be the 15th of July, and that is 2 years to the day of our release. So we are on our 2-year anniversary, folks, of doing this. We did not put out the amount of episodes that we wanted to in 2 years. That's for damn sure. But we're going to keep going with this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And when the move is made again, then the train will start rolling. Except the problem is, folks, the train that we said that was going to get going got delayed because of, I guess, some train strike that's happening right now. So, but we are going to get on a different track, and it's going to take off. So, you'll see. You'll see. I mean, I just won Best Villain,
and I just got a promotion. So we're living the sweet life out here, man. Let's go.
So let's
go.
Yeah. I can't keep a straight face.
I was gonna. Yeah. Okay.
Were we talking about the Flash?
We're done talking about the Flash.
We are.
What more can we say?
Okay. So yeah, Flash was terrible.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Go watch it or don't. That's what I go. If you're, I know diehard Flash fans that are just like, nah, I'm good. So that should tell you everything you need to know right there. Because there's diehard Venom fans that still like the Venom movie, even though that movie is meh. There's diehard Flash fans that are just like, no, that should tell you everything you need to know right there.
There it is.
Only diehard Ezra Miller fans like this movie. And you talk to me if you think I'm wrong. We can have that argument. Because even the cast that went to see it for Michael Keaton, we like those parts. We don't like the movie. So, yeah, no. I think only Ezra Miller fans like this movie.
Correct. So. Or diehard Zack Snyder fans.
Even then.
I would say the diehard Zack Snyder fans loved everything about those Justice League movies, every character in them. Nothing should have changed. Recast them. They put out a petition right now to fire James Gunn. We've already talked about that. Which is
not going to happen.
Even after this movie, they put out another petition to have the Snyderverse come back.
Watch all these people. Okay, keep the receipts now, everybody. Keep that same energy after Superman Legacy comes out and it's a hit. Keep that same energy. Don't go see it. Don't hype it up. And then for the next 10 years, keep hyping up a Zack Snyder verse that will never come to fruition. Go for it. Meanwhile, the DC universe is going to keep rolling. Go ahead. Keep screaming into that void. I don't even think Zack Snyder's listening anymore. I'm just being real. I'm being all the way real.
Just do a cartoon. Do the cartoon. Who cares?
Right.
Because, I mean, the cartoons are doing better than the movies anyways.
The animated DC movies are fire.
Correct.
That's a whole nother run we need to fucking sit and talk about. Like, we need to talk about that. Anyway, what I wanted to say, I want to end on some positivity.
Yes.
So I wanted to give a big shout out to Germany.
Yes.
Just as a wonderful fucking country.
Our second most downloaded country at this point.
Our second most downloaded country. I want to say, wunderbar.
Guten Tag.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's great news. And you all, I don't know what we've done over there to get those likes up, but we appreciate it, and that's not to knock any other countries that are listening to us. We appreciate it. I just wanted to give a special shout out because that's just where we've seen the biggest spike recently, where it's just like boop, 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 boop. Numbers are going up.
That's our second most downloaded. We have to say thank you.
Shout out to Germany and anyone that is listening. Thank you. Thank you so much, yo.
Seriously.
It's nice to be kind of overseas, and hopefully that's something where, if a few years things go right and we're trying to take this thing on the road, hey, we could be showing up at a pub in Germany near you.
Oh no, I'll be taking a trip. Absolutely.
We can have some drinks and have some laughs and talk about some nerve stuff with our listeners outside the U.S. So
God,
thanks,
cool.
Thanks everybody for.
Cool. No, seriously,
man.
Thank you, because knowing that somebody else outside of this country in a different part of the world is listening to us talk about these things, it just makes our world a little smaller, and it's pretty cool. And I dig that. So thank you so much for anybody who listens. But it's kind of cool just to have somebody outside of the country listening to us do our thing. So, yeah.
And thank you all, especially with the little bit of the hiatus. really the answer is just life.
Yeah, no, we're going to be doing this.
Yeah, life and timing. That's been the reason for the hiatus, but we're trying to right the ship, and I think we're going to be doing all right. So thank you for your patience.
Yes.
Because I know it only takes a little bit of time for you move on to the next one or move on to, there's hundreds, thousands of podcasts out there. So there's lots of other places you can get your info, you can get your entertainment. So we, from the bottom of our heart, we appreciate you sticking it out with us. And we promise we're only going to keep improving. So
Absolutely.
yeah, we appreciate y'all very much.
Absolutely. So I believe that today our podcast has been a success, and it's our 2-year anniversary. So
Yeah.
happy many returns to you, sir.
Yeah.
Where can they find us at this point? We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. Still debating that whole Twitter thing, especially now.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do it, bro.
No.
I don't. I was. I don't know. That's a whole other tangent we can go on at another time.
But I guess Meta has a thing going. So
yeah.
whatever they're doing Twitter-wise, we might go on that.
Shout out to old Buzzsprout, the OG, triple OG, that first gave us our fucking shot, the first place we ended up somewhere, and they helped us funnel everywhere else. So shout out to the Buzzsprout.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere where you can find major podcasts, type in the Matinee Review with Akili and Justin, and we're pretty sure we'll pop up. So
It's cool. I was on Audible looking at different things, and then I saw that they had podcasts. I'm like, oh, and I just put in Matinee Review, and there we were. So
boom.
Yeah.
You can check us out on Audible. So if you have time in between all those books that you're reading, those Lord knows I'm reading. I'm currently reading listening to books on tape. World War Z.
Nice.
By Max Brooks, which is dope. There's a lot of different voice actors on there. So like when you're in between listening to other podcasts and those books, why don't you go ahead and get a little Matinee Review in your life?
I've been listening to LeVar Burton reads these short stories.
Oh, is that dope? That must be dope.
It is pretty damn cool.
The old Reading Rainbow himself. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
Go old Geordie LaForge. Let's go.
Yeah. And he even ended it with, but, you don't have to take my word for it. And I'm like, yes! Yes!
See,
he's a
national treasure.
Yeah.
Right on.
Well, yeah. So next episode, we'll be talking about something. I know that much.
Yeah. I mean, there is stuff on the tablet.
Probably Indiana Jones.
By the time we're all getting ready to record, we'll have both seen Indiana Jones, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We'll be caught up on Secret Invasion.
I might have seen.
Do a midway.
I might see Shazam. So
if you watch it, then I'll watch it, so we can talk about it.
There it is.
Yeah.
And Mission Impossible. You said Mission Impossible, right? You're not gonna go see it? Wait a minute. Here's the breaking news of the day. Wait,
no,
what?
I got it. Okay. I haven't seen the last few of them in theaters, so all right. When it cut, no offense to Tom. I like Tom, but he is.
I got my ticket for tomorrow, so I'm going to see it.
I can't be the same guy who's like, we have too many Fast and Furious, we have too many John Wicks, without being the same guy. It's like, man, how many Mission Impossibles have we made now? What are we doing? Like,
well, how many Batman movies have we made? Are you still going to go see a Batman movie? Come on now. It's like, when it comes to the Mission Impossible movies.
Who's been the main character of Mission Impossible?
Well, Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise.
Well, no, who's played him this whole time? Right. For Fast and Furious, besides Paul Walker dying, who have they replaced any of the characters with?
Those are the Fast and the Furious movies.
Right. So, every once in a while, they will introduce us with a different Batman. So you get a different actor that's going to take on the role. So that's what keeps my interest going back. I don't care about the stories of Batmans anymore. There's only so many you can tell. But you have different actors taking their different takes, and this, that, and the third. I'm always going to be interested in that. So, yeah, I'm always going to keep seeing Batman if it's a different one. Yeah. You're going to rope me in with that all the time. But, like, Mission Impossible, like, the stunts keep getting bigger, and he keeps doing them. I'm sure it's a big theater movie because Tom Cruise is a movie theater guy. I get it.
They built a train, dude. They built a train to drive the train off of a cliff. They didn't do, like, the miniatures thing, like Back to the Future. That looks great. That's a miniature. But they're like, no, we're going to build a train to drive this train off a cliff. That's why I go to see those movies, is because that is like, it's old school
Right.
Movie making where it's like we don't have the CGI, even though they do use CGI in these movies.
Right.
They don't say that they don't, but when it comes to these stunts, when it comes to the action, when it comes to this, Tom Cruise is the only one who's been basically like, no, we actually have to film this.
Yes.
And that's what kind of drives me back to those movies, at least in the cinema, because to not see that on a big screen, for me, it's kind of a waste of a great movie experience at that point. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying
no,
and
I'm not going
I'm just
to.
saying that that's why I go back to the movies when it comes to those things. Because if you can give me something practical as opposed to all the fucking CGI that we have now, our eyes can still tell that somebody's still filming on the volume, that type of shit. These movies, I'm all for it. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, not at all. My whole thing is kind of like it's kind of like this. I was having this conversation with a young lady, and we were talking about really good seafood restaurants. And she happened to go, you know what's a really good seafood place? Is Red Lobster. And we all just kind of went, Red Lobster? And she goes, yeah. Have you ever had the cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster? They're fucking amazing. And I had to stop her, and I go, so let me get this straight. We're talking about seafood restaurants. You bring up Red Lobster, and the first thing that you talk about from Red Lobster happens to be a biscuit. Cool. I say that to say, awesome. We go to the movies to be transported to things, this, and it's like at a certain point, like I kind of also need a good story. So if you're telling me we're going to movies because the stunts are real, where it's like, that goes back to like when somebody's like, yo, how's that movie? Oh man, the stunts were really great. There was really good action. Yeah, okay, what's the movie about? Well, I mean, there's some explosions. There's a guy. He's doing... No. Okay, what's the movie about? So Mission Impossible. What's this movie about?
Well, I'll let you know when I see it.
Right. Because you don't know. Because the trailer just shows you action. So it's like, what's the movie about? Ethan Hunt's running from fucking somebody. I don't know. He jumps off a train, though. Look.
I know the guy from the first one's back, and he's probably going to go rogue. So,
and here's the thing with the breaking news: why haven't I watched Mission Impossible in the theaters for a long time? Is because they just found a way to tell us the exact same story, just making the stunts bigger. And at a certain point, it's like, yeah, I'll watch that at home. I'm good.
Sweet.
As opposed to like where I feel like if I don't go see Flash, no one else will go see Flash. When it comes to Mission Impossible, it's like, yeah, if I don't go see Mission Impossible, Tom's going to keep making these movies and keep making his money, so it don't matter. So it's all good.
Sending him to space.
See what I'm saying? What's that movie about? What's the movie about?
Oh, I don't know.
That's going to be my new kind of thing when somebody's like, yo, I can't wait to see a new Mission Impossible. I'm going to ask them, like, oh, I'm going to act like I haven't seen a trailer. I'm going to be like, yo, what's the movie about? I'm going to wait to see if somebody can actually tell me what the movie's about. I promise you, most people will not know. In fact, I promise most people can't even tell you what the last few Mission Impossible is about.
Sure.
Like, do you know what's happening in Mission Impossible?
I'm caught up, yeah.
What's happening? What's Ethan Hunt doing?
Well, he just saved a whole world of hurt when it came to some shit that's going down. And then there was... But the action! Let me tell you about the action. There was this stunt.
Oh, snap.
I think we need to end it there. Because
that's a perfect...
You're welcome.
Oh, snap. Holy shit. Yeah. That's great. Hey, everybody. Go see Mission Impossible if something happens.
Yeah. Like Venom 2, something's going to happen.
Venom 2, something's going to happen. Oh, snap. All right. Well, this has been the Matinee Review. This has been a really good episode. I had fun.
I did too.
We had some fun today. I hope you all had some fun, and we're going to keep having fun in the future. My name is Akili.
I am Justin.
And we're going to see y'all on the next one, and thanks again, y'all.
Take care now. I can't. I'm still laughing from the... Mike, what do I say right here? Do I tell them everything that's actually happening, or just no? This was perfect. Okay.
No, that was perfect. That was
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Take care, folks.